Alright everybody, Jim the pilot here. I'm going to show you guys how to start an airplane. This airplane is actually called a DeHavilland Beaver, and it's a pretty cool airplane. You can find me on the web at ifoundjim.com or jimthepilot.com. Feel free to check me out. I've already done my pre-flight, and this one's actually on real nice Aeroset floats here. And it's a beautiful Beaver, and it's another beautiful day. And so this is, like I say, how to start an airplane. Okay, I'm hopping in. This is a great panel here. This is a Beaver panel. And first things first, what I do, mixture goes all the way forward. There's the primer knob right there in a Beaver. I loosen that. And then we've got a wobble pump right here. And the wobble pump has a foot-pounds per square inch pressure gauge right here. So what you do is you give it a little bit of a wobble. You wobble up the system, which is actually filling the lines of fuel from the tanks full by wobbling. And you can see that you're supposed to stay right in. You can see that gauge move. Don't go over the red on the right hand side, because you'll tend to you can blow the seals out of the wobble pump if you do that. Okay, after we do that, of course I've checked my oil. Oil's full, and you can see it's on the stick there. Make sure that that's closed all the way. You don't want to start this thing with you don't want to start it with the cap off, or else it'll burble oil all over the place. Then we go down to the wobble pump here. Or not the wobble pump, we go to the primer knob, and we prime it 5 times, as long as they're real good primes. And you can hear it filling up and priming the system. Okay, we've got that done. Now we go over here to the master and turn the master switch on. So we've got the master on. And then we're going to go up to the throttle, and what I'm going to do is give this 5 to 6 of these guys, and then we're going to go all the way back to the stop and just crack it just a little bit, just like that. And then what I end up doing is I go over to the start button, which is right here, and I'll start it, and I'll let the motor rotate around in a circle, basically cycle through about 2-3 times, and what that does is it sucks the fuel in and out of the carburetor into the cylinders, and so it doesn't overload the cylinders by doing that and create an engine fire. And so we're going to do that right now. I'm going to hit the start button, and then I'm going to turn the mags on. And if it doesn't start the first time, mag it back off. This seems to be a little problem here. What happened there was the engine got flooded, and so I ended up having to put the throttle full rich while it was cranking, and then bring it back after the motor caught. So that's just another trick that sometimes happens, another thing that does happen with a Beaver. Then immediately you go down and make sure that you have oil pressure. And then after you got oil pressure and the motor is running, I bring it back to about 500 RPMs, and then I bring the mixture back so it doesn't have so much fuel on idle. And make sure that your primer knob is down and locked. And that's pretty much it. Check your fuel, make sure you got enough fuel for your flight. Let it warm up a little bit, and I'm going to dump it in the water. That wasn't the greatest start in the world, but it did start. So sometimes that happens. All right, thanks so much, JimThePilot.com.